Have you ever had a gut feeling like cold feet or weak in the knees or butterflies in your stomach? We use these phrases all the time, but what if they're more than just metaphors? What if your body is speaking to you in a way that you haven't fully understood yet or taken advantage of yet? Today, I want to dive into what it truly means to listen to your body, how emotions manifest physically, and what you can do with that information. Especially when it comes to learning something new, like learning to swim as an adult. We all experience emotions in our bodies. Maybe it's a lump in your throat when you're nervous. I get that one a lot. Or a pit in your stomach when something feels off. Tight shoulders. Oh my gosh, how many students tell me, I'm just so tight in my neck and shoulders all the time. These sensations are not random. They are messages. Let me tell you a little story. Recently, I was being interviewed on a podcast. I go on podcast shows all the time and record this podcast for you or record videos for you. So I'm very familiar with the format and very comfortable here. But I was recording this podcast and I started to cough. Oftentimes I just hit mute and let the other person speak a little bit. I cough and then I come back on. But this time I could not stop coughing. I had to step out of the screen. We had to pause the whole recording so I could get myself collected again. Over the top. I started coughing because she had asked me how it is that I have come to work with people on healing their emotional journeys through swimming. And it sent me back to the place telling my story as a kid, how I used to get sick so that I could avoid going to swimming lessons. Not like pretend sick, but like real sick. Actual sick. Ear infections, stomach ache, the whole 9 yards. Because I didn't feel safe in that situation. And me just even getting ready to tell that story made me, in the present time, have a bodily reaction. How often does this happen in adulthood? How often do we ignore signals that our body is giving us? Yes, sometimes physical symptoms are related to a virus or mechanical issues. Sometimes they're connected to deeper emotions of stress or trauma or sense of unsafety. I knew when I had that cough during that podcast and it got so out of hand, it was not simply about a dry throat. This was something else. Our past experiences don't just live in our minds, they live in our bodies. This can be all the way from our own or generational experiences that we pass these experiences through our physiology and our DNA. So what do we do with it? We all have it. It's part of being human. What do we do with it? The first thing is acknowledge the signals. Instead of dismissing discomfort or pain or tension, ask yourself, what is my body trying to tell me? The second thing is create safe spaces for yourself. Whether it's a retreat or a private practice or learning to swim or dance in a place that feels very, very contained and right for you. Or, this is a really big one, is creating the safe space within your own brain. How you are judging yourself and your body's communication. Are you judging it with kindness and love? Or are you judging it with, you shouldn't be this way. You should be something different. The third one is respond with care, not avoidance. Ignoring the signals doesn't make them go away. Matter of fact, what happens when we ignore the signals is it makes us really good at doing things on top of our discomfort. At some point, that will give way. But when we learn to meet this discomfort with curiosity and compassion, it can lead to real understanding and healing. As a child, I didn't have these tools to understand what my body was saying. As an adult, I do. And now I help others do the same, especially in the water. It isn't just about swimming technique. It's about learning to trust the messages of your body rather than forcing yourself into actions that can leave you feeling and being unsafe. So just consider for a moment, where do you feel your emotions? When was the last time you truly listened to what your body was telling you? What could change for you if you stopped pushing and started tuning in? I'd love to hear from you. And by the way, if you didn't know about the Somatic Guide, grab the Somatic Guide. It's a way to get started to process these things, or maybe you have processed these things, but it's a new way, a new kind of combination way that I've put together for you. So go down in the notes and grab it. Bye.